Y'all see, you see the equipment I'm using. My selfie stick is in my back pocket. I'm gonna do a review on this when I get back home. I'm gonna let you know how this works. So yeah, full review coming up. What's going on, viewers? Thanks for tuning into this video. I do want to make this really quick. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I just wanted to do this video on this particular product because I've searched. I wanted to find something that was going to work for me, and let's see if this actually worked out or not. So you'll see this in the video. Stay tuned. All right, back again. Look, I wanted to get something that was going to really work for me. My wife and I were going on vacation, 30-year anniversary. We were going somewhere we'd never been before. We actually went to this wonderful place. I hope you can see that. I'll have the review on how that actually went on at a different time. I'm actually not done focusing or editing any of the videos yet. Got a lot to go through. However, one of the places that we really wanted to go is this place called Skate Park. It's an adventure place. But one of the things on the brochure, on a website, it said that no selfie sticks. Prior to that, I didn't know that. I went out and bought this. It's a really good selfie stick. Expands pretty well, to give you what you need in a selfie stick. The other thing I needed to pay attention to was to be waterproof. So I did make sure that this selfie stick, I made sure the selfie stick was waterproof when I was looking it up on Amazon. And I'll put the description somewhere in the video so that you can look at it too. Now, and I got that. And then I saw that they didn't want you to have any selfie sticks. So then I said, okay, I need something else. I don't want to get to the park with my GoPro and on a selfie stick and they say, well, we said no, you can't use that. So, okay. I didn't send it back because I knew that I could still, oh, it decided to work. Maybe not. I kept it anyway simply because I can use it for other things. It just didn't fit, the need whoa. All right. It didn't fit the need according to the brochure for the place we were going. So I ended up finding some videos on this product, which I was very impressed. This is the second model, I believe. The first one was plastic. This one is actually rubber to make it more comfortable around your neck. And so I purchased it, said, okay, this is going to be great. On our way to vacation, we're going to go and we're going to do this thing. However, once again, I was searching for videos for more reviews about this product. And I saw a lot of people taking it out of the box and complaining. Some people were complaining, because, I like this. This is awesome. Complaining about how to latch it, that it's not very easy, to latch. And I understood that after trying a few times. But I learned that even around your neck, if you can look and you line this up, it's got to be lined up, piece to piece. It's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. You get the hang of it. You do it a few times. It's not that bad. It's not something that you can do with one hand, unless you really can line that up really well with one hand, which that may be a little difficult. But once you get the hang of it and you understand that this piece has to be flush with the other side, and you just slide it in there and it locks and there's no problem at all. So I figured that out. I'm like, okay, great. Now, the other thing that happened that nobody really told me about, me being a noob, I suppose, was how to film properly with the GoPro. I used the GoPro Hero 10. GoPro Hero 10, and how to film properly, to get video properly. It's not as simple as just plug and play. You do need to mess with your settings. So I went to a local park before we actually went on vacation. I went to a local park and I put this on like I'm trying to do now, which really isn't that hard. But I put it on, I went to the park and I turned on my GoPro. Didn't really pay too much attention to my settings, except for I wanted to make sure that I had a smooth walk. You know, I didn't want the bouncy, so I had the hyper on, you know, and I wanted everything to be nice and smooth. But also, we were going up hills, we were going down, we were walking here, walking there, and I didn't really know what the footage looked like until I got home. So when I got home, I looked at it, and it was really, really choppy. Like, it just totally did not make sense. After that, you know, going through the video, I realized that I was at 4K, I believe I was at 30 frames per second. And in that mode, it was extremely choppy. So even when I had the hyper smooth on, and you know, I was walking heel toe, you know, trying to be careful because it was my first time actually using the product, but I wanted to give it a good review, but I needed to see how it was going to work. So 4K 30 frames per second was no go at all. So I went back out again around my neighborhood and I decided, okay, I have to figure this out before I go on vacation or I'm going to have to ship this thing back. So I put it on 4K 24 frames per second and that did it. So it really works. It works well. You're going to see the videos that I have, and I'll talk through them a little bit here and there, but I want you to pay attention to a couple of things. I had this on throughout the whole, basically my whole vacation. I did not use the selfie stick at all. There were some things that hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to get my notes for my review. Now, there were some things that were really, really great. There were some things that I did have some questions about when it comes to the Telesin. I wanted to check its durability. I wanted to see how comfortable it was. I wanted to check and see, you know, for it to be waterproof, because I bought a selfie stick specifically because it was waterproof. I plan on going in the water. I'm at the beach. You don't go to the beach and don't go in the water. So I wanted to make sure that this was everything that it was supposed to be. And as you watch the video, you can see this thing is great. I've got no real complaints about the Telesin U-shaped neck holder for my GoPro that I used. I did not hardly take this thing off at all. I wore it all through the resort. I wore it on the beach, in the water, through the airport. I didn't take it off a lot because, first of all, I didn't even realize it was there the majority of the time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you still feel, you know, something around your neck, but this was so comfortable that it didn't bother me. It didn't feel like, man, my neck needs a break. I need to take this off. It wasn't like that at all. And in the video, you're actually going to see I was riding a horse, and it was still just a beautiful ride. It wasn't choppy. You couldn't tell. And the horse was jogging. You know, the horse was jogging. And the thing was still nice and smooth. It didn't like bounce off of my chest, you know, like this. It didn't do any of that at all. It was really, really a great experience using the Telesin. Now, I do want to point out, though, when you're zip lining, it's a little challenging if you don't have this, simply because you can see on the video that the zip line turns you around. You know, when you're sitting in your harness, it turns you around, and the ropes are in the way of the GoPro being around your neck. So I was actually trying to take it while it was around my neck, while I'm holding on, and kind of move it from left to right. But the more I moved, the more everything else moved. And so that was, I didn't get the video that I wanted to get for being on the zip line. So that was a little bit of a bummer. But everything else This worked extremely well. There was a little part of the skate park where you almost have to do a little bit of a mountain climb. They've got rungs built into the mountain, and you have to, and I kept it on and I filmed it, and you can see, where I'm going up this mountain, this hill or this cliff or whatever you want to call it, and everything, it still just worked out perfectly fine. You can see me in the beach around my neck. You can see me jump off the cenote, and I jumped off the cenote. It was very exciting. It was a little different for me, but it was a beautiful, beautiful place. And jumped into the water. You can see going down. I was actually a little nervous, so I did hold on to this because I'm like, I don't want this thing to happen to slip like it's going to fit over this head. But I didn't want it to slip, so I held on to it up here around my neck and jumped and went in and didn't have any problems at all. You can see that footage as we're talking about this video. What next? I have no problems with this. As far as durability goes, I think it's great. Waterproof, in that heat, in that sun, in the Dominican Republic, there's nothing wrong with this thing at all. I give it 5 stars. If that were possible, this is not a paid anything. I'm not being paid to promote this product. I am just extremely happy about this. For those reasons. I can put it around my neck. I can just walk. I had it on. People kind of looking like, "Ew, what is that?" I actually saw somebody else that had one. He was just a little bit in front of me. I couldn't get to him so that we could talk about what we thought about the product. But nobody was really tripping. I had this thing and a GoPro around my neck. I was hands-free. I have to get tired, from holding this out, and filming and doing this, and then have to switch hands. I had to do that. Now, the only thing that you couldn't do, I will say this, you can take this off and you can hold it like this. So it's almost like a selfie, stick sort of thing, but not really. It's not something that you want to make a habit. I did do this a couple of times, but it's not the same thing. But the advantage that the selfie stick does have where this doesn't, because this is tied around your neck and it's not coming off unless you, of course, take it off. But for those people who like to use your selfie stick and, when you're talking, you're doing the videos and you're looking at yourself and then you want to turn it around, you can't do that with this. When this is on, it's on. I don't know if you're going to try to figure out a creative way to do that where you have maybe something like this sort of situation, but then you got this beating you in your chest and you probably don't want that. So that was probably the only drawback. But it's close enough to you so that when you're talking, you can hear, because the microphones in the GoPro are so close to you, so you can hear clearly. If you're narrating while you're out, it works great. But if you want to try to, get yourself while you're capturing yourself in the moment, not going to happen. So if that's your purpose, then this may not be that apparatus or device apparatus, the thing that you need, simply because once it's on, and you're not going to be able to turn around and talk to it and narrate while you're doing that. You're not going to be able to do that. But if you're like me, who just wants to capture the beauty of everything else around you, and just capture the moment and be in the moment, be hands-free, and still get awesome video, well, specifically because of the GoPro, not necessarily because of the Telesin, but you don't have to worry about using your hands. You don't have to wear this, and that's what I was looking for. We were going to be carrying stuff, and I didn't want to have something else in my hand. So after I saw the brochure and and looked online and said they don't want you to have a selfie stick, and I found this, I thought this is going to be great. This is going to meet all of my needs. I'll be hands-free. I talk with my hands a lot anyway, so that made it easy for me to communicate to people. But that also was another drawback. I'm sorry, that was another drawback. You do have to be aware of your hands in view of the camera. If that's something that's going to bother you, depending on what kind of footage you need or what kind of footage you're looking for, you do have to make sure that your hands are going to be low or out wide, because if not, then they are going to show up, you know, in some point in the video while you're walking or talking, or, you know, I wear glasses, you know, a couple times I put my hand up to make sure my glasses stayed on, and that hand, you know, you can see is in the video. Because you're not paying attention, because it doesn't bother you around your neck, I could have gone out like this, like I'm saluting. I was in the military, like I'm saluting, but I'm not saluting. I'm just trying to make sure my glasses don't fall off. So that's something that you may want to look out for. Other than that, the Telesin U-shape neck holder mount. I approve this product. Not that it matters to you, because I'm really nobody. I'm just making a wonderful review about this product that I do believe is great. Depending on what your needs are, I do believe this will work for you. Now, if you want to see more of the footage that I'm going to have for my whole vacation, when we went to Punta Cana Beach, we stayed at a wonderful resort. I'll have that review coming up in a little while. Still working on editing, like I said, but then you can check that out. Maybe you'll go to that resort as well as a place to go and visit when you visit the Dominican Republic. All right, folks, I wanted to make this quick. I wanted to make it thorough. I wanted you to feel where I'm coming from as far as this product goes, the difference between the two. You've seen the video, you see how it works. Now you just have to make sure if this setup is going to work best for you. All right, thanks, folks. See you in the next review. Peace.